Before I begin, I want to say this. This video is going to be raw and uncut. Straight up and down truth. On this video, I'm going to give you tough love. And it's just that plain and simple. So if you're sensitive, if you wear your emotion on your sleeves, I suggest that you don't look at this video. Alright? Let's go. This video is dedicated to all races, right? You understand? People of all races and ethnic backgrounds can look at this video and learn from it. But I will say this. I'm going to be addressing the black community a lot in this video because of the fact that I see that black people are making a lot of wrong decisions when it comes to moving to Atlanta or Charlotte. And it seems to me, it appears to me at least, that black people are making a lot of mistakes more often than other races. So I hear, you know, people talk about moving to Charlotte and moving to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? All the time. And for some of those people, they feel as though that they can escape their problems. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it may be, you know, they with their baby daddy, you know, they may not have a job, or, you know, their man is beating them, abusing them, or, you know, it could be some of everything. So they feel as though, you know what, if I pick up and move where I'm living at right now and move to a place like Charlotte or Atlanta, it can solve my problems. Others may be young, you know what I'm saying? And they trying to get out of their parents' house, you know, or they got a crappy apartment and they live in a certain kind of way. And every time they turn on YouTube or look at any of these reality shows, all of it's taking place in Atlanta. And they're like, yo, they start daydreaming like, yo, I can be an actor. You know, they hear that Atlanta is like, you know, the Black Hollywood. You know, you can go down there and be an actor and be a rapper and live out your dreams, your wildest dreams. For whatever reason that people have to migrate to places like Charlotte and Atlanta, they think more so about their daydreaming, their dreams, more than they think about the logical aspect or sense of actually moving there without any money, without a plan. And I can tell you, I've lived in both cities. I live in Charlotte right now. And I can tell you, without a plan, without money, it's grounds for disaster. And I know what you all are going to say, the people that, you know, are trying to move there, you know, well, it happened to you. And it happened to this person, but see, I'm special. I know it can't happen to me. I have talent. You know, if you're a female, I got the looks. I got the shape. And let me tell you something. If you come down with that type of attitude, specifically in Atlanta, and you're a female, your ass will be down there later on stripping, sucking, and fucking for money. You'll be down there going on dates just to eat because you can't afford to eat. And if you're a dude with that type of mentality, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna go down there, you know, I'm gonna rap and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna bump into the Migos at Target or Lenox Mall, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rap for him and then he gonna put me on and da-da-da-da-da. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Celebrities down there are on some individual shit. They don't give a fuck about what you doing. They're not concerned about what you're doing. Matter of fact, that's the whole climate of the city. Nobody don't care what you doing. Ain't nobody trying to help you down there. It's straight cutthroat. Y'all think just because Atlanta is a black city, you know, you got a black man, you got, you know, black police officers and this and that and so forth. First and foremost, let me bust your bubble real quick. Most of you all won't even be living in Atlanta. That's a fact. Most of you all won't be able to afford to live in Atlanta unless you got a family member that said, you know what, you can come down, your cousin, you know, your cousin that you really don't know, but you were talking about moving down there, and your aunt was like, well, your cousin down there. Why don't you call him up and see, well, that cousin to say, come on down here, but you don't really know him too much, or him or her too well. You go down there, you could come and sleep on the couch. 2 weeks later, hey, you gotta go. Y'all think Atlanta's a joke, and it's not. Atlanta would chew you up and spit you the fuck out. Like I said before, and let me reiterate this thing. You're not gonna be living in Atlanta unless you're living with someone. Other than that, you're gonna be living on the outskirts of Atlanta. And for those that are bougie, you know what I'm saying? You black bourgeois people that, don't have any money, but you want to live like fancy like type shit. You know what I'm saying? Stay in Buckhead, and Sandy Springs and Dunwoody, you're going to have to pay. Let's just say you make it. Let's just say you make it. You know what I'm saying? You living in Marietta. The surrounding cities and shit that's not, it's Metro Atlanta, but it's not Atlanta. Buckhead is in Atlanta. You can't afford to stay there either. So you have to live in somewhere like Marietta. Trust me, I take it from me. I lived in Marietta and I stayed in Sandy Springs. I couldn't afford to live in Atlanta. And let me tell you something. You live in those places and apartments, they crappy as shit. They charge you an arm and a leg to live there, and they crappy as shit. The only thing that you can do is if you manage to get a job. You manage to get a job. You working to pay off your apartment, and you ain't got nothing in there but a TV and a fucking blow-up bag. That's it. You done fucked around and looked at what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? The Instagram models, the YouTubers. And you think that you can live that type of lifestyle. The same lifestyle that you think that you can live is the lifestyle that they're not even living. Their damn selves. Don't you know that you can rent out mansions? You can Airbnb. You can get a mansion in Sandy Springs. I know it for a fact. I used to live down there. You can rent out a Rolls Royce, a Lamborghini, in front like you got money. In reality, you don't. And if you're not doing that, let me tell you something. You go to this guy. Say, for example, you meet a dude and you think he mad cool, you know what I'm saying? He stay in this big ass house. You go inside the mansion that he's in, and there's 20 motherfuckers in there. That plain and simple. Atlanta will chew you up and eat and throw your ass the fuck out. And then you say, you know what? Hey, listen, I don't think if I could take Atlanta but so much, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm gonna go at a snail's pace, you know what I'm saying? I think Charlotte is the move, man. I've been hearing about Charlotte. Atlanta is oversaturated now. It's all hyped. You kind of caught an epiphany. So then you say to yourself, you know what? Charlotte is 4 hours away from Atlanta. So you know what? If I want to go to Atlanta, because really I'm young, or you know what? I'm older and I still have a young mind. I want to go to the strip clubs. I want to go to the hookah lounges and all the rest of that shit. I want to party Monday through Sunday. I want to be able to do that. So you know what? I could do that. I could drive down there and do that and come back on the weekends. So I'm going to move to Charlotte, thinking that Charlotte is going to be cheaper. Thinking that Charlotte is going to be the better move. And in all actuality, somewhat it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a cleaner, more newer city. The infrastructure is a little bit more better than Atlanta. We have a homelessness problem, but it's not as bad as Atlanta's is. But at the same time, it's still the same damn thing. It's the same damn thing. You want to stay in a nice area like a Still Creek? This is working class. This is a working class area. Still Creek, that is. Excuse me, no COVID or variant. Omnitron, Megatron, or whatever the hell. Galvatron. Whatever the hell they say, it is. I ain't got it. Whatever they name it. You know what I'm saying? So Still Creek this is a working class area. After 11, that's my word. You can drive around all Still Creek. After 11, everybody's lights are cut off. because they're sleeping, they're ready to get up and go to work. You want to live in a nice middle-class area like Steel Creek? You're going to pay. Oh, I know where you want to live. You want to live in our version of Buckhead, which is called Ballantyne. You're going to pay. Or South Park, you're going to pay. Or maybe you're young. You're dumb young, you know what I'm saying? You're in your early 20s and you heard about South End and you heard about the Uptown area. Vermeer Park, all in that area, right? And you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to move there. You're going to pay. 1 bedroom is $1,605 a month in South End. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. And I'm trying to get you to stop and not make this decision that could potentially ruin your life for the next 7 years. Because if you get down there in Charlotte or Atlanta and you can't afford the rent, right? Say, for example, you got an apartment, you can't afford the rent, that's an eviction on your credit. And for the next 7 years, you can't get an apartment, you can't get a house. That means you're going to have to stay in the hood. And speaking of hood, some of you all have said this dumb shit. Well, I just live in the hood. Oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Not in Atlanta. Atlanta is not a game down there. As well as in Charlotte. And for those that's like, you know, coming from the northern states, you know everybody is packing down here, right? Even a sweet, innocent guy like me. Hey, how you doing? I got AR-15. I got guns. Legal guns, that is. Oh, there's crime in and around Atlanta. And Charlotte is picking up too. Gentrification, all types of things. You know, things are closing down. More people are working at home. People are losing their jobs. When people can't make any money, people can't feed their food, their families, or let alone feed themselves. What you think they're gonna do? They're gonna run up in your shit. So I'm just trying to stop you from making a decision, a poor choice that may potentially ruin you for the next 7 or if not more years. You see, the black community, what y'all don't understand is this, right? We're all searching for this promised land that doesn't exist. We keep on running from our problems and not taking care of our problems and situating ourselves from wherever we're at. Don't you understand, like right now where you're at, if you're living with your mother, if you have your own apartment, if you got things going on for yourself right now, that you are in a good position. Why ruin it by leaving that? Living in places like Atlanta and Charlotte, I can tell you seriously, is great. It's a great place to live. Specifically Charlotte. Great place to live if you're established. I got a friend, you know, I'm not giving away his business, Pretty Ricky, you know what I'm saying? I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. I got a friend. He moved from Connecticut to Charlotte. You know when he moved along with his job, meaning that he never went without a job. He told his job, yo, I want to relocate, this, that, and so forth. They, you know, set up the proper arrangements in order for him to work remote at home. And till this day, he ain't skipped the check. That's smart. That's what you call planning. And prior to telling his job that he wanted to move down here, guess what? His girl at the time, they waited 2 years before they moved. When they moved down here, they bought their furniture. They had everything under control. They didn't have that type of mentality like, yo, you know, I really want to move to Charlotte. I really want to move to Atlanta. You know what? I know I'm broke. I don't have no money. I really don't have a plan. Let me just get up and move because I just want to move. That's not how things work. It just doesn't. And I can tell you my personal experiences. The first time I moved to Charlotte, you know the type of state of mind that I had? It was worse than yours. I moved to Charlotte. I had 2 children at the time. Now think about that. I had a family. But I was so gun-ho to move to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte to Atlanta, till I allowed my ignorance to clout my decision-making, my stupidity and ignorance, right? So I moved to Charlotte. I've been here, this is the second time. The first time I moved to Charlotte was like 2009, right? I moved to Charlotte with the first month's rent and the deposit, right? I drove up here. I had my family get on Amtrak and have them go up. I drove up here with a car that had a bogus license plate on it, no insurance, and had no brakes. So whenever I had to brake on Highway 85 to get up here, I had to pull up the emergency brake real slow to slow the fuck down. When I got here, you know, I was hustling. I was selling like, you know, oils, incense. I had wrote 2 books. I was selling my books, and as well as what else was I selling? I think I was selling CDs or something else. And make this, it was okay in the very beginning, you know what I'm saying? I was able to afford my rent and all the rest of that stuff. Make a long story short, I got cool with this one guy, and we used to go out, and it's crazy. I'm not making this up. No, they actually, you know, the spot that I was in, it was the dude I was cool with. You know what I'm saying? He was a bootlegger. He sold movies. And there was another dude that was on the same block that was selling movies. And these motherfuckers started warring with each other over bootleg movies. At the end of the day, when the smoke was cleared, this guy over here, I'm cool with, the dude I'm cool with, shot the dude and the other dude in the face and in his arm. And then the dude that I'm cool with, he left. Now I gotta bring my black ass out there. And everybody looking at me like, yo, that's that dude that he's cool with. Let's get him. Since we can't get to the real dude that shot you. So I had to leave. And my money stopped. And I found myself in uptown, what we call downtown, in uptown Charlotte. In the line of Urban Ministries, I think that's what it's called. Asking for someone to help me with my rent, my light bill, my water bill. And they did. And had it not been for them, I would have been evicted. Prior to my eviction, my lights would have been turned off. My water would have been turned off. Then I would have been evicted. And then that's an eviction on my credit. You see what I did? Based off of my own stupidity and selfishness, I put my family in jeopardy. Based off what I wanted to do in life. Then after that, the rabbit hole goes deeper. I'm caught in the hype of Atlanta. Things ain't working out in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte is not as big as Atlanta. Metro Atlanta, that is. Charlotte is damn near double the size of Atlanta, the city. But not Metro Atlanta. You understand? So, you know, Charlotte at the time, they didn't have South End. They didn't have Ramir Park. They didn't have, you know, the uptown wasn't, you know, like it is right now. There wasn't too many opportunities, not that many things to do or whatever. And I said to myself, you know what? I want to move out of Charlotte because, of course, I felt as though that Atlanta was the promised land. You know, it's Black Hollywood. I could go down there. I thought just like you did. And some of you young people, there's an exception to the rules. You're young. But a lot of you all are not. You damn near in your early 30s, late 40s. Talking that young shit. Black Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? I'm bumping to this person, you know. Prior to me moving, I was a YouTuber, you know, I was doing YouTube videos and this and that and so forth. And I said, you know what? I'm going to wind up bumping to somebody. I'm going to network. And this is going to be beautiful because Atlanta is a black net. Now, taking heat, I've never been to Atlanta. No, excuse me. I did go through Atlanta about a couple of times. But I've never actually been there. Never. And I just got caught up in the hype. I was looking at other YouTubers, you know what I'm saying, down in Atlanta, and they was doing the big things and all the rest of that stuff. And at that time, in 2000, I think it was like 2015, 16 or whatever, you know, Atlanta was booming. I said, man, I could get down there and I can make it happen because I'm a hustler. You know, I could get down there and network. I'm an entrepreneur, da-da-da-da-da. I get down there, and everything that I thought Atlanta wasn't. Wasn't even living in Atlanta. I was living in Marietta. And then my lease went out, and I was living in Rockledge or something like that, right off of 75. Right going down Windy Hill Road, opposite of the Brave Stadium. I forgot that street. God damn it. Pointers start with a P. I forgot the name of it. but I think the apartments were Rockledge. And then the brochure was beautiful. Beautiful. It connected to that lake. I forgot the Chattahoochee Lake. You know, they had a walkway and all that stuff. They had the inside basketball court. They had tennis courts, all that shit. And no lie, I get down there and all that shit they said that they had, they did have it. But it was fucked up. Most of the time, you know, you trying to get into the apartment, they had the gates and shit that open up. Most of the time, that shit was broke. I'm telling you what you're going to be dealing with. People that live in Atlanta and live in Charlotte are well established. Charlotte, if you're not into, like this is a banking city. If you're not into that, healthcare or technology, you can can it. I'm trying to tell you something for your own good. Listen to me. Don't come down here with a plan. Don't come down here with a plan. Already have your plan in what? Motion. And don't be like these people. Don't be like me. I made it out of Charlotte by the skin of my teeth, got down to Atlanta, made it out of Atlanta by the skin of my teeth. My lease was up. I said, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out. And I moved back to Charlotte. And this is my second time here. And I'm telling you, yo, I'm in the best position that I've ever been in life. My credit score is wonderful. My bills are paid up. I'm about to be done with my lease. I'm living in a fucking 3-bedroom house, upstairs, downstairs, garage, front yard, backyard. And I managed to make it out of this whole virus thing. That's another thing. You know, some of you all may be moving away because of, you know, the whole virus situation. Man, stay where you are for now. And put your plan in motion. Because places like Charlotte and Atlanta, they're great to move to if you already are established. And I can tell you, Charlotte is better than Atlanta, because Atlanta is, if you're black and you thinking people gonna help you, they not gonna help you. Atlanta is click the fuck up. Yeah, true indeed, it may not be racism in Atlanta, the city limits of Atlanta, but it's a thing called classism that's just as bad as racism. And then when you leave outside, I talk to the elders all the time when I was in Atlanta. I met some good people. Some. Most aren't. But I talked to the elders of Atlanta. And they told me, yo, anywhere outside of 285, you're going to catch racism. They were like, yo, you know where you live in Sandy Springs? Up 400? Blacks used to, we could only just work in those areas at one point in time. Alpharetta, Forsyth County, forget about it. But now black people can live there. But y'all are still experiencing racism. And let me tell you something. This is I'm about to be on some conspiracy theory shit. I'm not gonna lie. But I really do think that whole area is cursed because of Lake Lanier. You know, they get their drinking water from Lake Lanier, Metro Atlanta and Atlanta. And you know what Lake Lanier is? If you've never done any research, they actually had a dam, right? And the dam was holding up the water, right? And for some odd reason they had to do, I forgot how it went because I did my research, For some odd reason they let the dam, go, and they claimed that they forewarned this whole black community that was in that area ahead of time. And some of these black people didn't want to move because it was their land, it was their property and they owned it. So they stayed there. And for those that stayed there, when they let the dam go, they drowned to death. So in Lake Lanier, as we speak, is a whole community. Church, school, baseball field, all of that. If you don't believe me, look it up. Dead bodies. And every year, crazy, every summer, people go up there and they die. As of recent. If you don't believe me, please look it up. And I truly believe that whole area, Metro Atlanta and Atlanta, is cursed. Straight up. Based off what they did to those black people. So you want to take your black ass down there, by all means do it. Straight up. But let me tell you something. You're not white. You're not like other races. You understand? Maybe a white person could go down there and fuck up. You know what I'm saying? When you look at our president, you know, I ain't gonna say our president, but you know, when you look at George Bush Jr., he used to sniff. He got his shit together and he became the president of the United States. That's because he had help. He had support. Black people don't get support. We don't. Our family, or our parents kick us out at 18 and say, hey, good luck, nigga. You ain't gonna live here. You gotta be on your own. And you gotta fend for yourself. I'm not saying all black families are like that, but it's a lot of black families that are. And when you go out there and you fuck up one time, you only got one time to fuck up. And that could potentially ruin your life. You go out there, you be on the street corners, you get caught by the fucking cops, now you gotta wreck it. You go down to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? You want to be big Willie, you know what I'm saying that, you know, now I live in Atlanta and da-da-da-da-da, you doing big things or whatever have you, and next thing you know, you on, damn, I gotta be straight real with you know what I'm saying? You on a bridge on 85 and shit, begging for fucking food, begging, you're asking people for money and shit so you can eat. It's like that. But go ahead, take your ass down there. If you don't believe me. Yeah, you know, I'm broke. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm an old head, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, and I was just an idiot. Nah, you know what? I take that back. You know what? I was an idiot. Just like how you are now. My lease was up when I left Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I moved back to Charlotte, and like I said before, I got myself straight. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, this shit that's down in Atlanta, man. If you ain't ready, if you're not ready for the LGBTQ community, if you're not ready, if you're a female and you're not ready to know that damn near 70% of the men down there are on a DL, like, that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? Not too much of that shit like that happens in Charlotte. It happens, but not too much of it happens, you know what I'm saying? But there's human trafficking. It's all types of shit that we're dealing with in Charlotte, just as well as in Atlanta. I just want to let you know, these two cities, yes, true indeed, they popping right about now, you know what I'm saying? Especially Charlotte, because it's the new city, you know? But, hey, shit ain't changed. It's still the old way. If you can't afford to live here, and you move out in this motherfucker, you're going to be on your own. And let me tell you something. That little sign you got, please help me. I see you on the side of the road. I'm going to drive by your motherfucking ass. It's that plain and simple. Tough love. Yo, my name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. Peace.